Hello, my dear ones. It is, what day is it today? I think it's Wednesday. It's Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth. And my son is off from college today, and I'm home also. So I thought I would play with a couple of woodblock wonders. My friend Patty, when I asked everybody what they would like to see on the channel, Patty mentioned that she would love to see more woodblock things made with beautiful vintage woodblock stamps. So these are, let's see, this one is from Great Impressions in Centralia, Washington. It's number H119, and it's a cute little mouse. There's some tulips here, and then he's holding a potted flower. And I thought that would be great for summertime with all the gardening I'm doing right now, and it would be a cute card to send out to someone. And then I chose another garden one. This one is from Rosebud Rubber Stamps. And it looks like a Midwest area code to me there. And this is by Sherry Lewis Grote from 1997. And I got this, I believe, at the thrift store, or someone gifted it to me. I don't remember purchasing it myself. But I love this mason jar image with all of these beautiful flowers inside. And so I thought this would be a fun one to color up also. So I'm taking you along with me. I'm going to go ahead and stamp these out in Memento Tuxedo Black, and then I will color them. I'm not sure how I want to color today. If I want to use Copics or maybe some colored pencils. I don't know what I'm going to do. So, but I thought I would start by just recording the stamping of these old woodblock images. And you can definitely use a stamp positioner tool if you think you're going to need to stamp more than one time. I often will try and just do a single stamp, and I won't pull out my positioner. You can always flip your paper over and use the other side if you don't get a good impression the first time. So, and the other thing you can do if you have a hard time pressing down on the stamps is you can ink up your stamp and then bring your paper to your cardstock to the stamp. So I'm going to position the stamp straight up and down, and then I'm going to put my cardstock over the image, and I'm just going to rub my hand. And I stamp this way a lot with my old woodblock images. And you know, there's two sides to your paper, so if you don't get it the first time, you can always just flip it over and stamp on the back side, especially if you're using 110-pound cardstock. My cardstock is dirty on one side, so I'm using the clean side to stamp with. So hopefully I got the whole impression. Let's lift up and take a look. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Woodblock images always stamp so beautifully as long as the rubber's in good condition, you know, and not worn out. So this is just beautiful. And that's going to be so much fun to color and then add to a card. So there's my first image. And again, the name of this one is, actually, it doesn't have a name. It just has her name, Sherry Lewis Grote. So I don't think there's no other information. So that's that one. And then this one again is from Centralia, Washington. It does have this little item number on it. I don't know if Great Impressions in Centralia is still there or not. But the rubber feels like it's in good condition on this one also. So let's see if we can get a nice impression. Again, I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. It is my favorite ink, one of my favorite inks to stamp in, depending on what you're doing. And if I am, you know, if I was going to use, I also have my one for watercolors here, but I think I'm going to just color these. So how I color them, I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and we'll try just stamping this one. So I'm just going to press down nice and firmly across the stamp. I like to let the stamp touch the paper for about 5 seconds, just so that the paper can absorb the ink. It does take a little bit for it to absorb. So give it a nice firm press across the entire image. And then we'll lift up and see how we did. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Looks like I have a little black overstamp or something is on my paper right there. But I can definitely work around that. So there we go. Yeah, I've got two different, I just realized this is a light weight piece of card. It isn't the same as this one. I grabbed these out of my bin and I thought they were both 110 pound, but this one isn't. So, and I don't have, do I have another piece? No, my cardstock's out at my main desk today because I am working on the My Creative Time release, and I'm just taking a little break right now, and thought I would just do some coloring. So, maybe what we'll do is just play with what we have here. I'll just do a little bit of coloring on camera. I think I might do this image today and make a card with this one because all of my roses in my yard are blooming. And if you watched my last video, I put a header and footer to the video that is a picture from my rose bushes. And I think those are supposed to be green, actually. I think that's a leaf. But anyway, I thought you might like to see them. I had some requests for a tour of the garden. Unfortunately, to do a big garden video, I can't do it right now because I'm doing a release and I have too much work on my desk. But hopefully I can do something later this summer, or maybe when the berries start ripening, I can do a berry picking, a berry harvest video or something. We'll see. Anyway, I'm sure enjoying Anna White's videos on the garden. Have you guys been watching that? And my friend Paula sends, shares stuff about her garden. And then my friend Kelly in Idaho, KELLYINID, she's raising baby chicks right now, and they're getting bigger each week, and she's showing that on her Instagram feed. I should pop over to your YouTube channel. I don't think Kelly's been making videos lately when I've checked, but there we go. So I just kind of did a pickup on the roses there, and I'm going to just use some green to kind of bring in the stalks and stuff. I think there's some leaves here. I don't know. And I think that might be a rosebud. I think this is a rosebud right here. Let's pick that up in pink. That might be one too. I think that is too. So it's always interesting coloring an image. If you haven't colored it in a long time, you have to kind of remember, what did I do the first time? Or, you know, what is this image telling me? You know, what do I want to color, which things? So I think what I'm going to need a light blue, and then I think maybe to make the raffia, I might do that in an earth tone. So I do have to go get some other markers, but this is what I have done so far, and I'm going to stop the video here, and then I'll connect some additional footage to this video later on as I keep working, okay? All right, bye. Okay, everybody, I'm back again, and I have the two cards almost completed, not quite. There's a couple more details I want to add. I pulled out this stamp set and I decided to turn the camera back on. This is stamp set CS213, Home and Nature. This is from Elizabeth Craft Designs. They do a lot of journal-related things. They make dies for journaling, and this is one of their stamp sets, and I used this nature stamp in the backgrounds of the two cards. I put it fully on the bottom of the jar, and then I used just little pieces of it. And the way I do that is I just, you know, I take the stamp and I just use my hand to bend it up and push it down onto the card. But I still think it needs a little finishing touch, so I pulled out this leaf stamp, and I'm going to look for some like bundled sage, or I don't know, some color green, I think, to just try stamping some leaves over a couple of spots on the card, just to add some little detail. I could also maybe use this word summer or spring, either one. But there's also this beautiful lily of the valley sprig here too. So, but I don't think I want to use that. I'll either use summer or this little sprig to just add some additional details. So that is a stamp set, again, from Elizabeth Craft Designs. The other things that I used to make my cards, I did use some of this green wood grain paper from the Bees and Butterflies paper pad. I think that's everything from that one that I used. I used this paper from the Tea Time paper pad, this beautiful yellow eyelet paper. Of course, I used the steel dies from Anna White from Impression Obsession, die 1315YY. These are the stitched squares, and I did cut the die down by putting my paper back in and then cutting it slightly smaller to make it fit my picture better that I had colored. I used the XOXO border dies from My Creative Time. These have a beautiful XO border along the edge. And then I used these card dies, the cute card dies from My Creative Time also. And that's how I created this mini slimline style card. Okay, so these are the cute card dies. This is the die set and size of card that you can use from My Creative Time, and it's MCT D305 if you're looking for the die set. So those are all the things that I used. I'm going to set the paper pads and dies aside and bring you back in here because I want to finish this card. And I did wrap some cardstock around to the back here, and it isn't glued very well. But what I want to do is just add a little more detail to the front of the card here using this little stamp. So I think what I need to do, and I should have already gotten the ink out. That would have been much smarter, but I didn't do that. So let me see. Ooh, I do have bundled sage. Yay. I do not have all of the distress inks. I just have a few in, I have some in distress and I have some in distress oxides. And I'm going to pull out a distress oxide in bundled sage. And I think that's what I'm going to use. So anytime you have a stamp that you haven't used before or haven't used in a while, it's always good to rub it with your hand, and that will help the ink to adhere to the stamp so that you'll get a good impression. Okay, and that's with clear stamps. You can also do it with rubber, especially if it's a brand new stamp. It just helps conditioning them. Of course, you can clean them with water or soap and water and rinse them well, and that will also remove any stamp residue from the manufacturing. But I'm going to just try stamping with some bundled sage. And I want to see what this looks like. So let me grab a scrap piece of paper here. And we'll just stamp this down. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I think that will match well. So I am going to go ahead and go in here. And I'm just going to add just some little details with the leaves. And it may not even show up well because I do have other distress ink on here. But it's just going to add a little bit of detail around what I've already done. So yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to do one more up here, just off the edge a little bit. There we go. So that just gives a little more detail to the background. And I did use, just so you know, around the edges I used salvage patina and tumbled glass distress oxide. And I think I also used, some distress ink broken china around the edge there just to give a little deeper blue on the edge. And then I stamped in vintage photo distress ink and then tea dye on this card. So this card looks like this. Let's switch out. We'll let this one dry. And I'm going to go ahead and grab some distress oxide, bundled sage again. And I'm just going to add some little sprigs coming down into the card. And I just felt like it needed one more little background stamp. And this green isn't showing too good up against the blue, but it's light enough, which is what I want. I don't want it to be very dark. So that just adds a little more detail to the card. And I do think that kind of finishes it off better. So these are the two cards that I finished. Again, let me pull out the stamps so you can see the stamps themselves. The little mouse stamp again is from Great Impressions in Centralia, Washington. And these are vintage woodblock images. I doubt that you can find these in the store, but you never know. You can certainly check eBay and Mercari and resale sites. And then this is from Rosebud Rubber Stamps. It's this beautiful mason jar image by Sherry Lewis Grote. So I love this. This is gorgeous. And all my roses are blooming in my yard, and that's why I chose this one. And my friend Patty was the one who asked if I could continue to do Woodblock Wonders episodes using my vintage woodblock images. My friend Tina, who is Crafty Bean, she collects a lot of older woodblock stamps. I know she shares them a lot with this community. We're so appreciative of Tina. She shares some with her good friend Gigi. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Tina. And there's many of you. Brian has collected some woodblock stamps recently. There's lots of different people in the community that collect. My friend Virginia has woodblock stamps. Lots of you that have been stamping for many years have woodblock stamp collections. Anna White has an incredible collection. Be sure to watch her videos where she shares her craft room and stuff, and you can see some beautiful woodblock images. So just so fun to create 2 cards, take a little bit of a break from designing for the My Creative Time release. It's my lunch hour, and I had so much fun. I had a little treat for lunch, and then I came in here and I made these 2 cards really quickly. So I hope you enjoyed watching and seeing these. I think this mouse image is so cute. I did end up adding some white gel pen and kind of making his fur and just some little details to the card. I, of course, always finish the insides and the backs of my cards. And on this one, I just added the little details with the overstamping, and I love this definition of the word nature here. And then this is the inside and the back of this card. And this, of course, is my Greenwood Girl Cards is the original name of my blog. And if you want to see how I started out way back in the day, you can go back and look at some of my earlier cards and laugh. No, I'm just kidding. We all have to start somewhere. We learn by doing, and I have learned from the many people that have supported crafting through the years. So many people, the Christina Werners, the Jennifer McGuire Inc., Annette's Paper Bistro. Look up that blog. My friend Annette, I learned how to make tags from her. She made holiday tags and shared beautiful blog posts. My friend Cherry is another one who does incredible blog back in the day, and you can look her up on Pinterest. Annette's Paper Bistro will also be on Pinterest. Anna White, many of her Christmas tags I also learned from her. And anybody else that you can name, probably from any company, I watch their stuff. And we all, I know, case other people's ideas and stamps, and what we see, we oftentimes want to purchase. So I want to thank you guys for supporting my channel, my blog back in the day, and of course my YouTube channel and my Instagram. And I hope you enjoyed seeing these cards. I'm going to leave probably a lot of the content from the 3 videos I filmed for this. I'm going to go ahead and leave it. This is going to be a long video, but feel free to put it on speed 2. You know, you can speed up by clicking on the little flower in the upper right hand corner, and you can increase the speed and or slow it down if you want to see something slower. I might speed up the coloring, and if you want to slow it down, you can just slow it down by going to that menu and doing that. But I hope you enjoyed seeing these 2 summertime cards and using, of course, these beautiful woodblock wonders. All right, everybody, if you work with your woodblock stamps, hashtag your creations with the hashtag woodblock wonders, and I will come and take a look, okay? Thank you so very much for watching, and I will be back with you soon. Choose joy. Bye now.